Dear children, now I am ready to teach you the second lesson of the competency 2.3. As I explained in my first video, this is the continuation of the series of 8 videos. From this video onwards, you will learn the separation techniques clearly. From this video, I expect to discuss separating techniques that can be used to heterogeneous mixtures. Now, recall your memory about the features of heterogeneous mixture. Just to remind your memory, I have put this figure. When you look at this, you can get an idea what kind of a heterogeneous mixture is. With compared to homogeneous mixtures, it is fairly easy to do the separation in heterogeneous mixtures. The techniques are also mechanical and many are simple methods. This lesson covers 8 techniques that can be used to separate components from heterogeneous mixtures. The first method is decantation. Decantation is බේරා වෙන් කර ගැනීම. How can we decant it? It is just separating pieces of potato from the gravy either by using a spoon or from a fork. Separation of the tea brew by using tea strainer. Now, really it is a very simple method. The second one, here we consider the densities of the constituents, or else we can say use the density differences. If you live in gem mining area, example Ratnapura, it is very common you to see how people separate gem from sand, mud and other impurities. Always gem remains at the bottom of the sieve as it has high density than other particles. Not only to separate gem, some countries like Brazil, they use these methods to separate gold from sand and mud. Now here, these are very common sceneries near this gem mining areas of Sri Lanka. Here, this is the sieve. Here you can see this man is rotating the sieve. So then what will happen? The gem-like high density materials remain in the bottom and other things float on the water. So it's really easy to separate gem from the other. Here the separation of gold. The countries who do gold mining in large scale, they cannot use like this method. They fill the sand with gold mixture into a huge tanks, a specially designed tank, and send a flow of water with high pressure. Here you can see the deposition of gold in the bottom. So it's really easy. So we can separate gold from other impurities. The third separation method is using a magnetic separation. In your lower grades, can you remember that you have separated a mixture of iron powder with sulfur by using a magnet? That is a very simple method. But here we use the same concept to separate some mixtures from the constituents. Actually, we use this technique to separate from some iron containing minerals from mineral sands. As you know, Sri Lanka is benefited from a huge mineral sand ore which is located in Pulmudi. In this ore, there are so many various kinds of minerals in that ore. such as ilmenite, zircon, monazite, like minerals. All these are mixed together and form mineral sand. So here, if we want to separate ilmenite from the rest, what we have to do, first use a static electricity method to separate the minerals of conductors of electricity and the minerals of insulators of electricity. By this method, ilmenite and rutile can be separated from the rest because they are some conductors of electricity, the minerals that having that property. Of these two, ilmenite can be separated from rutile by using a magnetic belt because this ilmenite contains some iron mixed elements. So the very same kind of method is used to remove magnetite from iron mixed minerals from some expensive metals such as platinum, gold and iridium. Fourth method is winnowing, sowing or sifting. To remove the chaff from rice in windmills, we have to use wind power to winnow the mixture, and we get rice and remove chaff. And also we use sowing to remove the gravel from sand. Sifting is done to remove sand from rice. Actually, the basic principle behind this is the separation due to density. This fifth method is filtration. To do filtration, we need either a strainer like milk or tea strainer, filter paper or muslin cloth like material. We can practice this method when a non-soluble solid mix with the solvent. Now look at the diagram given. There you can see a liquid and insoluble solid here. Just imagine this as a mud water. Here put a funnel and there must be a filter paper here, filter paper, and keeping a conical flask underneath. So what we have to do, we have to pour this liquid or the muddy water into it and let the water to filter through the filter paper. Then later on we will be able to observe that some sticky like substance remain on the filter paper and some solvent or the solution goes through it or filter through the filter paper. So the remaining portion here is called as the residue. The filtered liquid is called as the filtrate. So thereby we can separate these solid constituents from the solvent. The sixth method is centrifugation. Compared to the other methods, this method is a bit complex and needs some skill. Here we use an equipment, a special equipment called centrifuge or centrifuge. This is a simple form of centrifuge. You can operate it manually. This one you need electricity. What we have to do is we have to place the mixture into the special test tubes given in the centrifuge, and we place it inside the bin and we have to let it to spin rapidly. That is called centrifugation. So after certain time, we will be able to find out the solutions in that test tubes settle down in a way. The principle behind this method is that the particles of the mixture will be located according to the densities, and less dense particles remain in the upper part and the high dense particles move to the bottom. Practically, we use this centrifugation method to remove rubber latex or the rubber particles. For different rubber industries, we need pure rubber particles. So we want to extract or separate rubber from water. There we use this centrifugation method and get the pure rubber particles. And also we use this centrifuge method to separate cream from cow milk. And the same mechanism is in our washing machine, dryer in the washing machine. Now we came to the seventh method, the separation by using a separating funnel. It is a very specific funnel. You can see the shape of the funnel here. At the bottom here having a tap. This is the best method to separate mixtures that do not mix well. Example, kerosene oil and water mixture. Here you can see two distinct layers. By opening this tap, you can get this bottom part liquid carefully. This separation occurs according to the density. So by opening the tap below, as I mentioned, we can easily separate the two mixtures. The last method is the separation according to the solubility differences. Have you ever heard that Sri Lankans produced gunpowder during ancient time, especially in Kandyan era? Yes. During that period, our ancestors produced this gunpowder or potassium nitrate, normally we call it as vedilunu, in different methods. One such method is separation of potassium nitrate from a special rock. Later on it was found that this special rock was in Mimure area. But the thing is that this rock contains very little amount of potassium nitrate. But our ancestors were able to separate this potassium nitrate or vedilunu from this rock and produce gunpowder. It is believed that they follow some steps to separate potassium nitrate from rock particles. What is the method they used is, first they crush the rock into smaller particles, then grind them until get a fine powder. Then add some water into it and make a solution and then let the solution to boil. Why did they boil this? Because potassium nitrate will dissolve in hot water. So then the solution is strained and get the filtrate with potassium nitrate. Then this filtrate is letting to evaporate. Then water will be removed, but the vedilunu or potassium nitrate remain as crystals. So think about how smarter our ancient ancestors. So they use this method. That means they had that knowledge with them before this, at that ancient time even. The concept behind this separation is the soluble difference of different components. The very same method is used today also in some countries to manufacture of salt from salt mines. We will talk about it later. Do you know from where you find high quality gold? Yes, Zimbabwe from Africa and Amazon basins in Brazil are two such areas. You know that even though these countries are very rich with natural resources, natives are poor. These people use illegal methods to separate gold. What they do is they dissolve gold in mercury because gold is highly soluble in mercury. When gold is dissolved in mercury, that solution is named as gold amalgam. But other minerals do not dissolve in mercury. So then what will happen? Other types of impurities will float on the mercury. Then they remove the other impurities and heat the gold amalgam solution. Now you can understand this is a solution mixed with gold and mercury. Due to having a less boiling point of mercury, mercury evaporates quickly and remain gold. So thereby these people can separate gold from these impurities. Because of use of mercury not in a proper manner causes a lot of pollution in those areas. And people also suffered from a disease called Minamata, that is a disease due to toxicity of mercury. So I have to thank Mr. M.D. Sudhasinghe. Many of the points in this presentation was taken from a science book written by him. He was a retired National Science Project Officer of National Institute of Sri Lanka. So I would like to remind his name in this presentation. Thank you very much for watching this. Do not forget to put a comment about this work. Your comments help me to upgrade the quality of the work. Hope to meet you with the third video of the series of 8 videos. Thank you.